Beautiful souls, we have to talk about the ego versus the soul. What does this even mean? Our society has completely convinced us to live from the ego. And here's what it is: the ego serves itself, the soul wants to help serve others. The ego seeks outward recognition. So notice how Matrix wants everything to be like bling bling and ching ching and look what I can do, and you want to like show off. That's the ego, and they even have it in every concept of like, oh, do you have a wrinkle? Do you what if oh your chin? Like, what about your lips should be bigger? Like, come on. What are we doing? The soul seeks inner authenticity. It just, you got to know, like, you know that you are a beautiful soul, that we have a fingerprint, we are unique, we are one of a kind, we are not meant to blend in and meet the trends. This ego, it wants that, the matrix wants that, it feeds the industry and it feeds your soul, your ego, but your soul is screaming, come on, you know that you're beautiful. The ego sees life as a competition. And they tend to do that in everything, right? Like there's a hierarchy and there's the boss and the CEO, and maybe you can get to the top, and no, the soul sees life as a gift. There's no competition, it's a gift. And I just came out of a matrix monopoly in a sales job, and I could see it. Like, people would, do whatever they could to be competitive, and I just thought it was a gift that we all have this opportunity, and I wanted to like share. So the customer would come in and I'd go, you go ahead, and my boss was like, yeah, you don't do that, like you got to get in there and fight. And I'm like, it's going against my soul. Because imagine a world where we all like worked together to support each other, to watch everybody win. That's a great life I want to live in. That's what the soul wants. Ego seeks to preserve itself. And we are also taught that, put yourself first, and you do have to, in some regard, to make sure that you're authentically listening to yourself, but not in a way where I'm going to manipulate someone in order to make sure that I win. It's the soul seeks to preserve others. We just have to have everyone's best interest at heart, because what you give, you get. And if we're full, and if we're truly making sure others are full, we're in a loving world. The soul really wants, we really want that, but we're not taught that. The ego looks outwards, the soul looks inwards. The ego feels lack. They're always making us think there's not enough of anything, not enough grocery, we don't have enough produce, we don't have enough of this, we're trying to get shipments, but it's all not true. There's more than enough of everything for everyone. And the soul feels and knows this abundance. It really does. And when you're in a community of unity, if you have people around and everybody's sharing, there's more than enough. It's not about just making sure that you got what you need and you're not making sure anyone else is okay. The ego is mortal. The soul is eternal. The ego is drawn to lust. The soul is drawn to love. That's a big one. Look at the world that we're in. They make everything you couldn't say ass on TV back in the day, and now it's all you see. Come on. Like, look at the world has shifted so that they just got us so focused on ego and instant gratification and all of the things that don't serve the soul. The soul wants a true, authentic connection to everything and everyone, and love. Like, I live in love and above for everything, and I maintain that mentality, and that makes my perception pure love, which that means all I see is love, and I'm living it, and there's the shift. The ego seeks wisdom. The soul is wisdom. So they also got us, go in and seek, which I suggest, but know that seeking wisdom is truly within yourself, which means turn off all the distractions, turn off all the influences, turn inward to your all-knowing source God center, self, your soul has all the answers within you. I say that to everyone that I try to support and love with all my heart and encourage and inspire. You do have all the answers within you. Please know that. Please know that. But you have to be silent. You have to listen and you have to feel it. And you get these ideas and these inspirations and you ain't crazy. It's your soul talking. And we have the ego enjoys the prize. The soul enjoys the journey. I love this statement. The ego enjoys the prize. Notice how they've got everything manipulated in our society to, like, you go to work, you get the paychecks, the prize. You go and you do this and you get that as a prize. And you go and you buy this on Amazon and you get the parcel in the mail and that's a prize. And then you go to the fast food and you click the button and you get the reaction. Instant gratification. Nothing about like planting a seed and loving it and giving it time and nurturing it, and it becomes a bamboo tree and it takes time, and we want that prize. That's the ego is so conditioned. But when you are in knowing with your soul that everything is a journey and that there's a process and that the seasons change and it takes time for a tree to grow, and like we're like that, everything takes time. So don't always try to run after the prize. Go within and know that the journey is the prize. I love that so much. The ego, what is this one? The ego is cause to pain. The soul is cause to healing. That's a gooder. The ego is also rooted in fear-based, very root chakra, sense of security. Maslow's hierarchy of needs in psychology, the very basics is your shelter, is your basic needs, and we have so many things that happened throughout our childhood during, that basic foundation of feeling safe. And then society fills you up with all kinds of traumas, even through just the shows that you watch and the movies and everything being HD. And like pain can get settled in you and on a mental, emotional, spiritual level. And if you're not working through that, if you don't tap in and go, okay, I see it and I'm going to do something about it and create actual wellness within myself, because the soul knows how to heal. If you look at the pain, if you recognize that you can transform it into healing, that's a whole nother video. And I talk about this in a lot of my videos. So thank you so much for joining me in this very, very powerful message. I feel so profoundly encouraged to share, because I know after coming out of the city and seeing how everyone was living from such an ego-based, matrix-driven, conditioned behavior, neglecting the soul, because it just, if everyone around you is doing something, then it just feels normal. It starts to feel right, because, well, why else would everybody be doing it if it wasn't great? But what if it's not? What if there's more? What if there's more to life than meets the eye? I want you to share with me in this journey, as I call it an onion, and we take all the layers off to get to the root of our soul and what true, authentic happiness in this life really is. So I hope that something I shared is inspiring and informative. And I love you all so much, sending so much love and light to us all as we rise, because it is time for us all to shift as the universe is doing that. Don't think that you can keep doing the same thing. And if it's not feeling right anymore, it's because it's not. And your soul's talking. So take a minute to listen. You'll get your answers. I love you all so much. Much love.